Picture yourself walking down a street when suddenly you spot a gleaming 1967 Mustang parked by the curb. Your heart skips a beat. A rush of warmth floods through you. Maybe it reminds you of your father's car from childhood. Maybe it's the car you dreamed about as a teenager. Whatever the reason, something deep inside you lights up. This is nostalgia at work, and it's one of the most powerful forces driving classic car obsession. Nostalgia is more than just remembering the past. It's a bittersweet emotion that makes us long for times that felt simpler, safer, and more authentic. When you see a vintage car from decades ago, your brain immediately releases dopamine, the same chemical that makes you feel pleasure and reward. Scientists have found that nostalgic memories activate the same parts of your brain that process emotions and rewards. It's almost like your mind is giving you a little gift. For many people, classic cars represent an escape from today's complicated world. Modern life feels overwhelming sometimes. We're surrounded by screens, notifications, and technology we barely understand. But a classic car is different. You can see how it works. You can touch the engine. You can understand the mechanics. There's something deeply comforting about that simplicity. The cars we become obsessed with usually connect to specific memories or dreams. They're not random choices. They're emotional anchors that tie us to moments when we felt most alive, most hopeful, or most connected to people we loved. This emotional connection transforms a simple vehicle into something much more meaningful and personal. Think about the last time you saw someone driving a beautifully restored vintage Jaguar or a classic American muscle car. You probably made instant assumptions about that person. Maybe you thought they valued elegance and sophistication. Maybe you saw them as someone who appreciates power and authenticity. That's exactly the point. Classic cars tell stories about who we are without us saying a single word. Psychologists call this symbolic self-completion. It means we use objects to express parts of ourselves that we can't always show in other ways. Your job might not define you. Your daily routine might feel ordinary. But when you own and restore a 1950s Chevrolet, you're saying something important about your values, your taste, and your connection to history. This becomes even more powerful because classic cars require real knowledge and dedication. You can't just buy one and forget about it. You need to understand mechanics, history, and craftsmanship. This expertise gives you what sociologists call cultural capital. It's a form of respect and status that you earn through genuine passion and hard work. For many enthusiasts, their classic car fills a gap in their identity. It becomes the most authentic expression of who they really are inside. When everything else in life feels generic or mass-produced, that vintage automobile stands out as something unique and personal. The obsession grows stronger because these cars are rare. Owning something that most people will never have creates a sense of distinction. It separates you from the crowd in a world where so much feels exactly the same. Imagine spending your Saturday afternoon in a garage, hands covered in grease, carefully rebuilding an old engine. The world outside disappears. Your stress work fades away. Your mind stops racing with worries. You're completely focused on this one mechanical puzzle in front of you. This is why so many people find classic car restoration deeply therapeutic. Working with your hands on something real and tangible creates a mental state that psychologists call flow. It's when you're so absorbed in an activity that time seems to stop. Your anxiety quiets down. Your racing thoughts settle. There's just you and the car, working together towards something beautiful. Unlike many modern jobs where results feel invisible or take months to see, classic car work gives you immediate feedback. You fix a carburetor and the engine starts. You sand down rust and see smooth metal appear. You paint a panel and watch it transform. Every small victory releases dopamine in your brain and makes you feel capable and accomplished. This hands-on work also gives you something precious that modern life often takes away: control. When you restore a classic car, you can understand every part of how it works. You can fix problems yourself. You have mastery over this machine in a way that's impossible with today's computerized vehicles. Many enthusiasts describe their garage time as essential for their mental health. It's not just a hobby, it's a form of meditation, a way to process emotions, a place where they feel most competent and at peace. The therapeutic benefits run deeper than most people realize. Here's something interesting about classic car obsession. It's almost never a lonely pursuit. Walk into any car show or restoration workshop, and you'll find something special happening. People who might seem completely different in everyday life become instant friends over a shared love of vintage automobiles. These communities fulfill a deep human need that psychologists say is essential for our well-being: the need to belong, the need to be understood. When you're passionate about classic cars, finding others who share that passion feels like finding your tribe. They get it. They don't think you're strange for spending thousands on a 40-year-old vehicle. They celebrate it with you. What makes these connections even more powerful is how they break down normal social barriers. A retired mechanic and a successful lawyer can stand side by side at a car show, equals in their shared enthusiasm. The respect you earn in classic car circles comes from your knowledge and authenticity, not your job title or bank account. Many people find this refreshingly honest and liberating. Research shows that hobbyist communities like this often create deeper friendships than regular social settings. There's something about working on cars together, sharing hard-to-find parts, or helping someone solve a tricky mechanical problem that builds real trust and connection. The collaborative spirit runs strong in classic car culture. Experienced collectors mentor newcomers freely. Members help each other track down rare components. People share their knowledge without expecting anything in return. This generosity creates bonds that extend far beyond the hobby itself and combat the loneliness so many people feel today. You might wonder why someone who already owns a beautiful classic car starts looking for another one, and then another. This is where classic car enthusiasm transforms into something deeper, a collecting mentality that behavioral psychologists recognize as sharing traits with other passionate pursuits. Your brain's reward system becomes trained to seek that special feeling: the thrill of discovering a rare model, the excitement of making a purchase, the satisfaction of completing a restoration. Each experience releases dopamine and creates a temporary high. But like many pleasurable experiences, that feeling fades, so you start searching for the next project, the next acquisition, the next dopamine hit. Psychologists have identified specific mental patterns that fuel this cycle. Once you own something, you value it more highly than identical items you don't possess. This makes selling difficult and collecting easier. There's also what researchers call completion bias. If you own one model from a particular era, your brain naturally wants to complete the set or collection. The investment angle adds another layer of justification. Classic cars often increase in value over time. This gives collectors a rational reason for what is fundamentally an emotional decision. It's easier to explain to yourself and others when there's potential financial return involved. But here's the beautiful truth about this obsession: it never really ends because it's not meant to. There's always another car to restore, another show to attend, more history to learn, or a rarer model to pursue. Classic car passion offers an endless frontier of possibility, meaning, and connection in a world that often feels disconnected from its past.